Up next on the Deco Show, Alex, Mitek, and myself talk about Deco Network version 7.1, and we ask the biggest question of all. That and more coming up on the Deco Show. The Deco Show is brought to you by Deco Network, business software for printers and embroiderers. To find out more, visit DecoNetwork.com. Hi everyone, it's time for the Deco Show. I'm Brendan Prasner, and I hope we have a fun and informative show for you today. But first, let me introduce our co-host. First up, Mitek Velosin, Deco Network Product Manager for the Americas, based out of Atlanta, Georgia. G'day Mitek, how you doing?
Doing good. Good morning, Brendan.
Hope you're feeling a little bit better than me. I had a nice dinner and wine and all the rest last night, so we'll see how we go.
Yes, it's still mid-afternoon for me, but Friday is ahead of me, so in front of me.
Well, we just started our holidays here, but we'll get to that in just a minute. And next we have Alex Heap, Deco Network Product Manager for Europe. Good morning, Alex. How you doing?
Hi, Brendan. How are you?
Very well, thanks. Based out of the always sunny and always warm UK, right?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's very sunny here right now.
You're in your shorts and t-shirts in 10 degrees.
Oh, yes.
Always way. All right, thanks, guys. So this is really episode number 1, and we've had a bit of a practice at this, and time to get in, have a bit of a fun, and probably a good thing to start off with is to share a little bit about kind of what we hope to gain out of the Deco Show, what we hope to deliver, some of the value we hope to give back, and certainly from my perspective, it's about, I guess, sharing kind of what we're doing at Deco Network, inviting in awesome guests, awesome people to talk about what they do in and around Deco Network, so customers, clients, industry partners, experts, and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way. So yeah. Should be fun. What about you guys? What do you hope to achieve?
Yeah, I like to bring the information to the people. So we have we have new things coming out all the time. This industry, it's growing, it's changing fast. So we know that all the people on the front line who are printing all their products, they're very busy. So yeah. Hopefully this will bring the information that they need to hear directly to them.
Yeah,
I agree. I think that one of the things that I would like to bring to the table is all those things that are missing in your day-to-day operations. It actually happened to me a lot. I'm not sure if you guys share the same experience, where we talk to the Deco Network subscribers. They're asking us questions, and some very often is, I didn't know you guys can actually do that. I wasn't aware of that. I didn't sign up for it, but cool, it's there. Maybe I should take an advantage of it. And my answer to you is yes, you should, since you're paying for it already. Yeah. Why not? And that's what I would like to explain. That's what I would like to give away to others. And also, I'm looking forward to learn something from all those experts that we are planning to bring to the panel. It's very exciting from my perspective.
Yeah, and should be fun. I mean, if it's not fun, why are we doing anything in life? So I guess that's a part of it. So.
Absolutely.
So yeah, well, it's been 24 hours since we spoke last, and my big question is, have you yet planned a time to go see Star Wars? No one?
Alex?
Still
not me. No, not me. No, I'm not a Star Wars fan, I'm afraid. I haven't seen any of the Star Wars films.
Oh, you've not actually seen them? Not just a fan, but not seen them? Wow.
No. I did have a lightsaber when I was a young boy, so I think I've made my contribution as a fan.
Wow. Well, yeah, sorry, Mita.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to give away our little secret here. I actually have
No.
Just, I had the same question last night, and you guys could already know the answer, unless, unfortunately, our dear friend Brendan forgot to record it. But that's okay. We forgive you. We can do that again. And I actually prepared. And I ask you, is it true that Leonardo DiCaprio was planned to play in one of the young Anakin Skywalker in one of the previous episodes?
I don't know. I'm not that much of a fan to know about that level of detail, but I know Veronica in the office does, so I'd definitely hit her up. She'd probably know the answer to that one, but no.
So let's keep this question open.
Yeah. No, we're I think I told you before, we're slowly working our way through the original series. My wife hasn't seen them also. And we're getting through episode by episode. Like I said before, she technically still hasn't seen it because she keeps falling asleep as we watch each of the episodes. But I guess the next thing is try to figure out, custody of the kids if she's not a fan. But I'm sure we'll get to that at one point. So part of the fun.
Probably a good idea not to watch the director's cut version, because it might be too long.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, we're going on Monday, so that's our big group date. My dad and my wife and my older daughter, we're going to go see it and hopefully be a bit of fun. So I'm avoiding Twitter and Facebook right now because it's just spoiler alert everywhere. So.
It's hard. I imagine it's very hard to avoid that.
Yep. My life is cut in half. So. All right, well, let's get into it. This is episode number 1, and as we mentioned before, over time, we hope to get other guests in and talk about other topics, but we'd like to focus around Deco Network version 7.1, which is currently in beta. So it was released in beta about a week and a half ago, and we'll go to general commercial availability in probably about second week of January. But if you look onto our forum at DecoNetwork.com/forums, scroll down, we have a forum post. Oh, actually, I've got the wrong screen there. We've got a forum post that outlines Deco Network 7.1 and all the new improvements and updates we have on there. We'd like to spend a little bit of time as well and go through and highlight some of our key improvements that we like as a part of 7.1. But if you haven't seen this thread, go check it out. Again, DecoNetwork.com/forums. The highlights at the top, but then below the fold, as you can see, there's just stacks and stacks of stuff in this particular release. So I might open it up to you guys, and Alex, if you want to kind of go through and give us your top picks of Deco Network 7.1.
Yeah, sure. So what I'll do is I'll just jump into some a setting in the back end, which I think is pretty awesome, and I'll also show a setting on the front end, and then we'll have a look at some of the business hub improvements. So one of the new features, I wouldn't say it was a new feature, more of an improvement, is to limit a print method to the business hub. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose sublimation. And in the bottom left-hand screen down here, we have a link called availability. And what this does is it allows you to remove a print method from the front end of your site. And there could be many reasons why you want to do this. You may be just introducing this method into your business, so you may want to ease it into your company slowly rather than try and hit the ground running. Or, for example, if you have a problem with your embroidery machine and it has to go out of action for a little bit, you may want to take it away from the front end whilst you run some maintenance. And it's as simple as just selecting available in Business Hub only and then selecting save. And now that's going to update my website, and that can take a couple of minutes while that loads. So while that's updating, I'm also going to show a new improvement on the front end, which is now in the designer. And as you can see, I've already pre-made a pretty awesome looking t-shirt there. And let's say I want to now share this with my friends. I want to show my friends and family on my social timelines that I've made a really cool t-shirt. And if you see down here, we have a share design. And this gives me a small pop-up. So you can see I have the option of emailing this out, or I can share it on Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. So if I click share on Twitter, I'm given a text box here with a link and the option to type. So I can say, and then just click tweet, and that will now show on my Twitter timeline. And that's good because quite a lot of B2C business will come from places like social media, especially if you're quite engaged in these platforms. It's a great tool to for your customers to kind of do your selling for you. And what happens with this link is just type in the correct URL. When someone clicks this link, it actually takes you directly to this product. So you can see here, it's the link on my timeline. When I click this, it will take me straight back to the designer. And remember, whoever clicks this will be taken to the same screen. And it's going to load it up exactly how it was designed. So now you can have potentially another customer who can come in and make this design even better, change it out, and they can add it to cart. Maybe not for £1.95, but potentially increase your exposure, via your customers.
So
So that
just
is,
to confirm on that one, Alex, that they're not actually
yeah,
editing the original product. They've got a brand new instance of that
that's
product to
correct.
design for
Yeah,
themselves.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. They're making their own design,
Yep.
so they can
Awesome.
change this and do whatever they want. So yeah, that's my front end improvements there. So if anyone else wants to have a go on this, come back round to me and I'll share some pretty cool business hub stuff.
Sure. So Mitek, we'll throw over to you and give us your top picks for 7.1.
No problem. So look at my screen. Alex is obviously a big fan of the front-end experience and what you can do in the B2C area. I personally am a big fan of the back-end experience. Business Hub is specifically that area which I like the most about the Deco Network. I truly do. And we've done a lot of good things in version 7.1 about the Business Hub. Some of them you may not actually see right away. The reason for it is that we actually focused on improving the existing tools that you can see in the system. And since those tools were already there, you may actually assume that nothing has been done in this area, which is not true. So let me show you a couple of the very interesting additions in version 7.1. In order to show you those options, let me raise a new order in the system. I'm going to do it by clicking on Add New Order in the Business Hub. I'm going to choose one of the customers in my testing account, which most of the time it's going to be something like HJGJ, first name, last name, and you can tell it's a testing account by it. And then I will try to select one of the products from my system. And that automatically will show me something new. So let me choose the 8000B from one of the suppliers. And when you look at this, and hypothetically imagine that you are on the phone, you're raising a quote or maybe an order for your customer, and they're asking you for 25 medium sizes. And what you do is take a look. You can see the inventory, that you actually have inventory for only 20 pieces at the moment. So you can communicate with your client back without checking with your production team or anything like it. You can communicate back with the customer, letting them know that we can still do 25, but we will have to purchase the remaining 5 pieces, so it may take a little bit longer. Instead, perhaps you are interested in the alternative product. And that's something what you can do. Then based on the action, based on the answer, you can continue with 25, and then you will have to raise the purchase order for the remaining items that are missing in your stack, or you can look for the alternative piece that you would like to offer to the customer. So I think it's a simple addition, but it's a very important addition because it saves you time. Yeah. I mean, Brendan, Alex, you guys actually work in the shop. How many times it happened that you almost finalized the sale or imagine how many times it can happen that you almost finalize the sale and then you have to call back the customer with some bad news. Actually, we ran out of this piece. Actually, it will take a little bit longer. And how good is this for the business?
All the time. I mean, quite often it was the main question. What is it available, and when can I have it? Or when can I have it is the main question, and all that's determined as whether you can have the product or not. So yeah, constantly. Gosh,
all the
when
time.
when I was involved, we never had this sort of technology. You had to send through we barely had email. We had a phone or send through a fax and wait for the reply, and then a day later goes on, and who's going to wait a day and a half now for an order? It's all about getting kind of instant feedback and instant satisfaction, I guess, and this solves that.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know Brendan very well, he's actually sharing the experience from like 15-20 years ago.
Thanks, Mitek.
No problem.
20 years. You pointed that out yesterday. I didn't realize it's been.
I did. I promised myself I'm gonna do it again today.
Thanks.
Let you go away with.
Yes. Alex reminded me he was 7, which I told my wife yesterday while crying. So. All good.
Yeah, that's good. So that's one of the options, this inventory. But this automatically is taking me to the next improvement, which again, it is saving you a phone call. It is saving you something what usually will take from you. Let me call you back on this one.
Yeah.
And that is, you can immediately see what profit you're gonna make on the item. So you can see the supplier cost. You can see what will be your profit when you sell this particular piece for $4.52. But if this is the large sale, or if this is exceptional customer, or they ask you for some discount, or they want to work on the price with you, and you still want to close the sale, you don't have to do the math out, on your own. You don't have to let the customer to, I will call you back, because that may actually kill the sale, right? You're gonna call the customer in 3 hours, and they're gonna purchase from someone else in the meantime. That's not what you want to do. Instead, you can actually work with the client on the price on the fly. So you can see how low you can go with the price just by looking at it in here. In this case, I can click override my prices. I'm looking, the price is $3.01. That's how much I have to pay for it. I can go as long as $4 per piece. So I can still make my money on it, on top of it. And you can do it almost instantly. Yeah. So it's a great thing. So once you have your order, what you're gonna do next? Assuming that you don't have those items in inventory, you probably will have to raise the purchase order. Purchase order is an important part of the Deco Network system. What we do in the purchase orders area, we're actually connecting you with the suppliers. And we're not only connecting you by email, we're not taking any shortcuts in this area. For most of the major suppliers, including Sanmar, we actually have the live integration with them. So what is the benefit of using the live integration? The benefit of using the live integration is you're seeing the live prices from the supplier. So at the time when you may raise the purchase order, you're actually gonna see how much it's gonna cost you on that very day. B, if they are out of stock, which happens sometimes, you will also be able to see that. And C, let's say when you want to raise the purchase order with Sanmar. When I click on create purchase order, that is an additional option where you can actually merge this into the existing purchase orders, which is also something very cool. But in this case, I'm gonna raise a new PO and I'm gonna click OK. And what I can do right now is, and that was not possible before, is I can choose which shipping method I want to select. And this is directly connected with the Sanmar. So no follow-up by phone, no follow-up by email. It's fully automated process.
So these are their shipping methods, the ones they've defined as available shipping types.
Correct. I mean, I think it's very important to understand that we are almost like a bridge between the supplier and you in this communication. So those shipping methods, it's not us. We just provide the bridge so Sanmar can communicate this information to you directly through Deco Network. So you don't have to do it twice. You don't have to overlap yourself. Another addition in this solution was that you can actually select the warehouse and how this can be helpful. Let's say you do the drop shipping. So if there is a client close to the Cincinnati or Seattle, or your production center is close to one of those locations, instead of choosing the default warehouse from Sanmar, you can actually choose the one that you feel will work best for you. Any comments on this one, guys? How do you feel about those improvements?
Yeah, from my perspective, I mean, the ability to choose a warehouse is a big one. And there was that option there, let Sanmar decide, or you can determine yourself. Outsourcing is super popular now. And if your outsource facility is somewhere close to the Dallas warehouse, you'd want to ship directly from the Dallas warehouse to your outsourcer. It's just going to speed up the order process, get it to your client's hands a lot sooner. So yeah, awesome improvements.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's giving you that hands-on control. You're controlling more and more, and you're doing this all from one screen. Metek, I'd like to highlight there that you haven't had to leave your screen. You haven't had to log into your supplier's website or pick up the phone. You've chosen when you want it, and all from one screen. That's amazing.
Yeah, you've probably taken out 3 or 4 phone calls back and forth between your client and your supplier and your production team, and just all that.
And time is money. Yeah, you save money already.
Yep. Awesome.
Just a little bit follow up on this one. With Deco Network, what we are trying to do is we're trying to make your life easier. And by making your life easier, sometimes it's impossible to make your life easier just by providing you one way of doing things. So let's say that you want to make consolidated purchase orders, but you don't want to wait till the end of the day to create one huge purchase order, but instead you want purchase orders to be created on the fly. So what you can do is you can, on the overview page, you can select the purchase, one of the orders.
Yeah,
that you
Metek, I
want
think
to.
we've got a bit of an issue with your screen share at the moment.
What is happening?
Yeah, it's coming up as being black, so maybe just if you can close off your screen share and reopen and see how that goes. The wonderful way of the World Wide Web. Things don't always go to plan, huh?
We just couldn't go without this. Okay, how about now?
In the meantime, I'm going to look for some Star Wars spoilers.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I can just right-click and remove you from this call. No, still coming up with a black screen. I've got Alex okay. I've got not yourself okay.
Maybe you can jump in and or we can just continue. What I wanted to show was really just the overview page in the Business Hub. So a little bit homework for you guys. Take a look at the overview page in the Business Hub. You will also find that you can raise purchase orders from that view, and you can merge them into an existing purchase orders, which I think it's very nice addition to the system. It just makes things more flexible for you, so you can choose the best way for you to do the business.
Yeah, we got you back now, so the screen's come up, which is good.
Okay, so if you guys can see it now, I can choose one of my orders. I click on raise purchase order, and instead of raising a new purchase order, I can merge this into one of the existing purchase orders. So I can do it all day long, keep adding more orders into the existing purchase order, and at the end of the day, I may actually want to send it to Sanmar as a consolidated purchase order option.
And I guess a great use case of that is if you've got multiple orders for a single client, because they've drip fed you some orders, but you want to keep it all bunched together. You can go through and choose those orders just for that client, and bundle that up as a single delivery. So you get one package for that one client, which will help you organize your production as well.
Absolutely. Ultimately, it's the tool that we're giving in your hands, and you can take an advantage of it.
Very cool. All right, thanks, Metek.
That's it from me for now.
Yeah, thanks. That's pretty cool. Very cool.
All right, Alex, what else you got?
Okay, so I'm jumping over now into the Business Hub, and this is something that I could have done with many years ago when I was working in the industry, and it comes to customer management. And during times of promotion, you will give out like account credit, or if somebody wanted a refund, we would give them store credit. And we used to find that quite hard to track, especially if we had quite a large customer base. Customers would come in and they would say, okay, I want to place an order, but I want to pay with my account credit. And it would kind of throw us off. We'd have to kind of dig through our paperwork or dig through our accounts programs. We had nothing that was linked together. So the way Deco Network works is that already in your customer management, you can already add store credit. But a new feature now is that you can have a customer pay for their order with account credit. And it's really simple. It slips right into the workflow. And when you're viewing an order, as you can see here, if you select payments and you select add payment, of course, naturally you can have the customer pay by credit card, or up here if I select a payment method, we have all these different methods here. And there's a new option down here called store credit. And if I select this, it's going to show me the customer store credit balance. And it's going to populate the payment amount with the balance outstanding. So I can just type in here how much I want to clear from the order with the account balance, and simply press OK. And it allows me now to control customer credits very, very easily. And you saw how easy it was there. And that's going to update on a customer's account instantly. That's going to reflect in here, so you can see they've currently used £23.70, so it's updating all the time, and I think that's a really, really cool feature. So I've got a question for you, Brendan. Now I know you've done a bit of screen printing many years ago, not too many years ago, but many years ago. So I wanted to ask you, handling artwork, when you were separating all the colors, how would you pass that artwork around? I'm assuming probably by email or physical copies.
To the customer, you mean? How would they kind of see a copy of that, or?
No, so if you had your designer who's doing some artwork changes, he's separating all the colors, how are you going to get that over to your printer?
Oh gosh, On my first week in screen print design, believe it or not, they were still doing the good old-fashioned Ruby screen cut, sitting there with a knife cutting out the color separation and pasting it on a bit of transparent sheet. Then we got a laser printer, which was this technology that was just amazing, and we used to print them out directly onto a clear transfer paper, staple them together, put them in a physical filing list with a number, lose it 4 times, have to reprint it again. It's just around the circle. So very manual.
Yes. It sounds like a lot of work. It's very similar for me. Not as detailed as that, but when I was doing screen printing, we used to pass things around by email, and things were always getting lost. And if someone had a day off work and we couldn't get into the email, or we had to try and find where it was going and where it was. So I just want to show you this now. We now have artwork approvals. We have these file attachment options, and if this is really good. A good example would be for screen printing. So you have the artwork, and you have multiple colors in a design. And if I want to now attach the color separations to this, it's as simple as clicking this blue wheel, selecting file attachments, and then giving this pop-up here, and I can attach a new file. And I can choose a file, and this is going to be my PDF. Now, let's pretend that PNG there is a PDF with all my color separations in. And you can see here that I can make this viewable for the production team, or I can have it viewable on the order PDF. So I don't want this to be viewable to my customer. So I'm going to take this off. I'm then going to press OK. And it's now going to upload that PDF to this artwork approval, which is also attached to an order number. So my production team now, the guy doing the print, he can just log onto the system, download that PDF, and he has the color separations there. So that takes out any third-party, channels. I'm not having to send stuff by email. I'm not passing around any folders or files or, carrying screens across the warehouse. It's all there, and I think that's a really, really great improvement to the system there. Very, very good improvement. It's going to save a lot of time, and we all know time is money. I know I keep saying it, but it truly is in this industry. So yeah, that is another great improvement from Deco Network there.
Yeah, from my perspective, this improvement is huge. Going back to my early days when I was doing digitizing and screen print, the common issue with sending out an artwork approval to any client was, is this what it's going to look like in the real world? You do embroidery digitizing, you take a screenshot of what it looks like on screen, you'd send it to them. We didn't really use a lot of email because, in the 90s when I started, we didn't use a lot of email. It was all fax. Because we retired the pigeon because they got a little too tired. So we used to fax stuff off black and white, and it would never be great. And it would never look like what it was. When we started getting involved in email through the later years, we started doing screenshots and emailing it off to the client. But it wasn't uncommon that they come back and say the finished garment didn't actually look like what that screenshot looked like. It looked a little bit thinner. The colors were a little bit different. But we always used to sew a sample to make sure that it ran nice on the machine first. So you could take a screenshot of that sample, or take a photo now on your phone, or scan it up, and attach the actual real production sample to that order. If it's a huge, complicated design and you got logos all over the place, you want to make sure that you reproduce that exactly every single time. Take a photo, reattach it to the order, so your production team can see exactly how that order should look like with the artwork all in the right spot. So huge.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Very good.
All right. Do you have any more on your list? Do you want to move through?
I haven't got anything. Nope. If you want to, how about what's in your magic box, Brendan? Show us some Christmas presents from your end.
Yeah. Well, for me, there's 2, which I think are nice highlights. One which I know has been in high demand, and one which we've taken a lot of advantage of, so I know our clients could as well. And the first one being the Zoho integration. So we now integrate with Zoho, which is a CRM system. Zoho as a platform offers many things: CRM, reporting tools, email, campaign tools, a whole bunch of things. And what we now allow with the Zoho integration is you can live sync automatically your Deco Network clients as they come in through the internet or through Business Hub, and it pushes them directly through to the Zoho application. What that then allows you to do is manage your clients within Zoho, do email campaigns, make notes when they call up and ask questions, and normal kind of stuff you do in customer relation or client relation management software. And to enable Zoho on your system, it's pretty straightforward. First of all, it is an app, so you have to go up to your add-on apps and turn on that Zoho integration. But once you do that, you move through to your settings, and browse down to Zoho integration under your website settings. And all you need to do is make a basic choice. First of all, don't sync any of your customer data. The second choice is to sync all your customers over all affiliate stores. In other ways, even the affiliate stores you don't run, you synchronize all that customer data and bring that into the system. Or the final one is only customers from my stores. So stores and affiliate stores that you've labeled that you own yourself. And then if you are a Zoho user already, you simply obtain a API authentication token by clicking on this link here, logging in and getting that token, paste it in here, verify that, and the sync will happen for you. It usually takes a couple of minutes, but once it happens, it'll keep it up to date as you go through. And the great thing about Zoho is it actually starts off as being free. So jump over to crm.zoho.com and get a bit of an overview on what they have to offer. Again, they've got everything from pipeline management, lead management, client management, email campaigns, and again, it actually starts from free. So you can jump in for a free account just to try it out and see how the integration works and see if you like it, and sign up for the 10-user free account. And that includes, in my view, all the core requirements or the features that you'd want out of a basic CRM system. So lead management, contacts, accounts, opportunities, etc. And it also includes the API integration to third-party services like Deco Network on the free level, which is awesome. So great tool. We use Zoho ourselves within Deco Network. So for client management, for email campaigns, and we've done a lot of automation with it. So for example, when someone signs up for a campaign, you can schedule a whole bunch of emails to go out to them over certain intervals. The first one might invite them to the webinar. Second one might tell them that you've got a special on. The third one might tell them, you've got a special deal where you get the second back free or whatever it might be. You can put them on a journey, and they can get regular emails that would otherwise you'd have to manually remind yourself to do and set up and schedule every single day, and just kind of handles it all automatically through Zoho. So yeah, awesome feature. And my second pick is around pricing improvements in the back end. So we support a whole stack of pricing methods, single price, light, white, dark price, price tables, and one of the big requests was the ability to support area-based price tables across decoration pricing. So within your back end of Deco Network, log into settings and choose your decoration process like digital printing, for example. Then click on price tables, and you can make a brand new price table or edit an existing price table. And you now have a choice. You can do the normal standard pricing as we've always done it, or you can use the brand new area-based pricing. And we click OK. And then coming down the line, you have a choice, as you always do, to set up pricing by light, white, dark, or have you choose a price. I'll do single price just to keep it simple down below. And then you have a choice as how you calculate that pricing. So you can calculate the pricing through actual graphic size or through the bounding box of the graphic itself. And to explain each of those two, we have a blog post that we posted up on our forum, on our blog at deconetwork.com/blog, and just do a search for area-based pricing, and it just outlines what it is and shows you the difference between those two pricing methods. So basically, the actual graphic calculation price looks at the graphic that's being used or decorated or printed onto the particular product, and it bases the area pricing off that. So it calculates how much square inches or square centimeters is in that printed area. Now that's probably good for decoration processes like printing or DTG, where you don't really have any waste. You only put on what you use, and there isn't kind of any material wastage around on the edge of that. And the second method is the bounding box method, which takes a direct square around the bounding shape of the graphic, which is obviously great for a vinyl or transfer. And Alex, you've got a vinyl background, so I guess this is an area that you're probably familiar with and would appreciate the kind of benefits of the pricing in this space.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, the bounding box is fantastic because, as you can see there, you have all those gaps in between the designs where there's no print. So you're still going to be wasting vinyl. That's still going to get cut out, and there's nothing you can do with that. It's still costing you money. So that's a cost that you want to pass on, and you're not losing any money because every penny counts. So you are definitely passing on that cost.
Yep, for sure. Yep. And once you've done that, obviously your next step is to go through and determine what your actual prices are. Now there's also a minimum cost as well. So you don't want someone to upload a 1 centimeter or 1 square inch design and you charge them 4 cents for whatever it is. So you set a minimum fee. So they're going to pay a minimum of $2 for that to be decorated. And then there's a per, in my case, square inch. It could be square centimeter based on your settings of, in this case, different areas. So my first area at a quantity of 25 to 49, I'm going to charge 55 cents per square inch. So if it's a 2 square inch design, it's going to be $1.10 for them to sew it or to print it, but making sure that it fits within my minimum fee as well. So really flexible, again, giving you that kind of choice to price the way you'd like the price, and also allowing us to move into kind of new areas and explore new ideas and new decoration processes, which we might touch on a little bit at the end and give a few little Christmas teasers before we head on our break. So yeah, so those are my two.
This looks fantastic. Traditionally, with the printing, for example, DTG, if you wanted to charge less or more for certain size of the artwork, you virtually had to create 2 design areas, right? The smaller one, the bigger one, and then you could adjust the pricing based on the area. Right now, it's fully automated. I can only see benefits in this addition. And also, I think it would be important to mention that pricing table for DTG, the way how the price tables works, it's absolutely fantastic. It may be obvious for some, but some others may actually miss the fact that you can actually define how many rows and columns you can have in this price table. You can also use it for the discounts. Very hypothetical situation is when you charge for the design area, which is the front. When you print on the front only, you may charge hypothetically, I don't know, $5, $10. And then if someone wants to print on the back, you charge the same amount of money. But if you print on the front and the back, you want to give them a discount. And the price table is a perfect example where you can actually apply this discount, where this discount is fully dynamic. It doesn't relate on the actual design area that you're using. It simply is looking at how many design areas were used by the client on your end.
Yeah. So you can charge a premium for the first and give them a bit of a break for the remaining areas. Yeah, it's awesome. Very cool. All right. Any other tips you guys want to share for 7.1?
Yeah, I got a pretty small one. We now have this Deco Network font selector. So as you know, we have quite a large number of fonts in the designer. And there's going to be some fonts in there. Sorry?
You call this small? I don't think it's that small. I think it's a big one.
So we have this collection of fonts in the designer, and there's going to be a few fonts in there that you may not want to use. More around the embroidery side, especially if you're quite a new startup and you're new to embroidery, you may find some fonts you may have to learn about adjusting your machine or anything like that. I'm not an embroiderer, so I'm not really sure on all the limitations. But I have seen and heard when people are trying to embroider complex fonts, they're getting quite a lot of thread breaks, and when you get thread breaks, I know it's going to back your production line up, and again, time is money, and it has some knock-on effects. Yeah. So you may want to limit some fonts in your designer, and as you can see here, we have a true type font selector and also an embroidery font selector. And what you have to do is just come in and click on the ones that you want to limit. So you can see here, when it's outlined red, some CSS code down here will appear. So the ones that you want to hide and take away from the designer are the ones that are highlighted red. So all you have to do is simply copy and paste the CSS code that you have down here, head over into your template CSS, paste in the code, and save. And straight away, the fonts will be taken away from the designer. So I'm going to refresh here. It's going to take a couple of seconds.
And again, that's for both TrueType font and the embroidery font, so you can choose at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct there. Yeah. So if I just change my decoration area here, and work not biased or anything. There was one font which stood out for me, and it was this one here. I don't like this font, so I definitely want to be hiding that one. And if I just take a look in my font list here, it's
Hasta
gone.
la vista. Yeah, awesome.
I can't find it. So bye-bye fonts that I don't like anymore. So I don't have to be dealing with that in my production line. So yeah, and you can find that font selector at deconetwork.com/fonts-selector. Very awesome tool.
Very cool. Thanks, Alex. Mitek, anything you want to share before we wrap up for the end of the show?
I think we've done a lot. We show all the major improvements. I just want to encourage you, every one of you guys out there, to visit our blog, deconetwork.com/blog, blog. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can find in there. If by any chance we missed something from 7.1, which probably we did in this podcast, you will find some information on our blog about it. Not only 7.1. If you will take a look at 2015 in general, you will see how many good stuff we've added to the system.
Yeah, and we should also point out, Mitek, you did actually touch on some of the improvements of the purchase ordering, but on that blog post, you've done a really detailed overview of all those improvements on the purchase ordering side of things and exactly what you can achieve. So, we really did just scrape the surface as what is available in 7.1. So.
Yeah, and I definitely encourage everyone to take a look at it. One important thing that we probably should mention is that a lot of those things that we did, it's based on your feedback. So we're not making this up. We're not doing things that we think are right. We treat Deco Network clients as our experts. Ultimately, you are an expert. You do your job on the daily basis. We listen to you. We get a lot of tremendous great feedback on our forum from you guys on what would you like to see next, and we take it and we make it possible.
Yeah,
make it happen.
All right, awesome. Well, I think that pretty much wraps it up. We are heading off on our Christmas break. So the Australian team have finished up yesterday on Friday, Saturday morning here at the moment. So we're on our annual Christmas break up until 4th of January. So US and US team, I think, and UK team are working through for part of that and having a break as well. So any plans, guys? Up to anything?
Lots of Christmas present wrapping. I've got a lot of wrapping to do. Yeah, got to have a few late nights, wrap some presents, and hide them very well. I have to hide them.
Yeah, we had a Christmas fail. We quite, I guess, foolishly put Santa's gift on top of the printer paper. So my daughter loves to draw, so she's like, "What's this? Who's this for?" So I'm going shopping again.
Yeah. With daycare being closed during the Christmas break, my wife working on my end, I would assume there's going to be a lot of diapers being changed with my little ones. Yeah.
Well, that's what it's all about.
I would really enjoy. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. Yeah, Christmas is definitely about the kids, so it should be fun. Yeah,
that's right.
And Alex, I have a task for you. You must watch and learn and appreciate Star Wars. At least understand the basics.
Which one should I watch first? I've been told to start from episode from 4, 5, and 6, and then watch 1, 2, and 3. I'm being told all kinds of things.
Yeah. I am a fan of the original, the 4, 5, 6. They are the best without a doubt. But there is a story to it, and you have to appreciate the stories to be told for a reason. So, take non-anti-sleeping pills and drink lots of coffee and sit there and endure the 1, 2, 3, and then appreciate the 4, 5, 6. So,
I'll give it a go. I can't promise anything, but I'll give it a go.
Very cool. All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for your time, and thanks everyone for tuning in. And hope to see you at the next Deco Show. Thanks very much.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.